What's going on, Freeways and Freedom? It is Sunday, so you know that means we're meal prepping today. You guys know I've been loving the Instant Pot lately. Been using that a lot. So today I found a recipe that I posted on our Facebook page and in our group. I'm gonna do Instant Pot chicken taco bowls. I really like the Instant Pot because it's really simple, and there's a lot of recipes where you can just throw everything in there at once, turn it on, and you're done. So for me, it's all about, saving time, and I don't have a lot of time to put together, like prep for 45 minutes or an hour, put together a bunch of different recipes. Usually it's just I'm cooking for myself and Owen. So I need things that obviously taste good to me, they're macro friendly for me, and then that Owen will actually eat also. So these are really good meals, something simple that I can make. The recipe says 6 to 8 servings. I'm gonna probably do 6. I'm bulking right now, putting on some weight and some muscle mass, so I'm gonna do 8 servings of rice, but then break it down into 6 meals. So same thing with the chicken. So I just want to kind of show you guys how I do it. So a lot of people with meal prep try to figure out, well, how do you do your calories and your macros for multiple meals. For me, I weigh everything on my scale like I already did today. I just weighed the chicken, and I think it ended up being like 625 grams. So I'll just divide that by 6. So every time I eat it, it's already calculated for me. Same thing with the rice. So 360 grams, 2 cups of rice basically ends up being 360 grams. So 60 grams per serving for me for 6 servings. So hopefully you guys understand that. Same thing with the black beans also. Just wanted to show you guys, it's really a basic recipe. So chicken breast, great source of protein. Rice, really good complex carb, and then black beans. So with black beans, if you had like a Venn diagram of your macros, they would fall like in the middle of a basically carbs, and then also some protein also, and then it has a really good source of fiber, which is kind of like that 4th macro outside of protein, fat, and carbs. So besides that, so those are your main ingredients with the taco bowls. You're gonna add some chicken broth, couple packs of taco seasoning, and then a jar of salsa, 15 ounces. Sorry, Jose, I need to get hooked up with some of that Gordo salsa, and then a bag of frozen corn. So that's really it. Water also. So you can see how simple it is. We're gonna throw everything in the Instant Pot, turn it on, and you'll have yourself. All right, now that you got your ingredients laid out, it's time to go ahead and throw them in the Instant Pot. So first thing we're gonna do is add 1 cup of liquid, either the water or broth. So I'm gonna use chicken broth just because it gives it a little more flavor, and it doesn't really hurt you calorie wise, and it's actually pretty good for you. So we'll throw a cup of chicken broth in there. The recipe actually calls for 3 cups of uncooked rice, but she even says it in there. That's a lot of rice, and I won't eat that much rice, so I just did 2 cups. But you can kind of adjust it to your needs or to your calories. So once the liquid's in there, and we're gonna place the chicken breast in there on top of the liquid. This ended up being, like I said, it was about, I said it in grams, but it was about a little over 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. So again, you can kind of you can adjust things to your calorie needs or your macro needs. This would be a good amount of protein for me. Chicken breast in there, taco seasoning. Recipe says 1 or 2 packs. I think I'm gonna do 2 just because I'm making quite a bit. Gonna need a little bit of flavor. Just rocking the old El Paso taco seasoning mix. Don't have to get too, kind of see how that goes. Yeah, I think 2 is probably the right call on that, just judging by the way it looks. Plus that. Now we're gonna add the beans. This one, the recipe says 1 can, but I did 2 because I like the amount of protein it gives me, the amount of fiber. I just didn't think 1 can would be enough. These are just black beans. You can get like the bushes or whatever. Just make sure you drain them Drain them pretty well first. Just kind of mix everything in there. There we go. Throw that over here. Corn. Like I said, nothing fancy here, just some frozen corn. Toss that in there. And then the entire jar of salsa goes in there. So this is a, I think it called for a 15 ounce. It's like 16 ounces. So the entire jar goes in there. I'm just gonna give it a little stir, just to mix it, get it going. Okay. And then lastly, the rice, and then liquid. So all the rice goes in there. Like I said, 3 cups would have been, man, that would have been a lot of rice. I don't think I would have been able to eat all that rice. Then I'm gonna add another cup of the chicken broth. All right. Didn't quite have enough, so got the old spare over here. Need about another 1/4 cup, I think. Might add like a half because I just think it's gonna need a little bit more. Make sure that rice cooks. All right. And that is literally it. That's all that goes in there. You're gonna cook it on high, manual pressure. That, manual, you can adjust the time. It says 12 minutes. And then if you just don't do anything, after 10 seconds, it'll go ahead and start and pressurize. So I'll come back and we'll see how it looks after 12 minutes. All right, so it came to pressure, cooked on manual for 12 minutes. It is done. It turned out really well. It smells great. Chicken, I shredded it with a couple forks. It was perfect. Chicken was cooked perfect. Rice is nice and soft and done. So I would say the recipe says 3 cups. I would do 2 cups of rice because that's just way too much rice. I think you would have to probably cook it a little longer if you can do 3 cups, but just do 2 cups. That's plenty. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what it's looking like. You guys can kind of see it. Oops, get out of the light. There we go. Now you can see I just shredded it up with 2. You could take it out and shred it on a plate and then put it back in, but I just fished it out of there and shredded it with a couple forks, stirred it up a little bit, and you're good to go. So what I'm gonna do is just split that up into six containers, sorry, and then I'll add like a serving of shredded cheese to it every time. Instead of just throwing the cheese in there now, I'll just do it when I eat it. So I'll just measure out a serving of cheese, throw it on there. You could throw some sour cream on there. That'd be really good. And enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm up to like 11 subscribers, so I'm blowing up right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think.